What is going on, guys? Freaky Trades here, bringing you another new weekly stock watch list. Before we get started, though, don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. We'd really appreciate it here at Stock Hours. With that much more being said, going into earnings this week, there really isn't going on too much. We have stocks like Lulu reporting on Thursday. All of the Herb's favorite stock, GameStop, is reporting on Tuesday. So I'm sure a lot of Herbs and new people are going to be looking at GameStop for that one. But me personally, I'm sticking away. It's not meant for me. I don't make my money there, so I will happily stay away from that. Stocks like Chewy as well, Dollar Tree, that's a common one as well that I see among in the Reddit/Herb community. So, probably stocks you want to stay away from, but really nothing too serious reporting this week. So nothing to worry about that. Now, going into the watch list, which I'm sure everyone is just waiting on. If I go on the 4-hour on both NQ and ES, this could be a short watch list as well, just because a lot of things are stuck in range. And I have a few setups, so I'm not going to give all of them, though, because you guys know at this point I save all of the extra setups for stock hours only. If you remember, you get those every single morning throughout the week. So going to NQ and ES here, you could see that we are stuck in another range. With NQ, no trend lines, no nothing. We're currently just stuck between 20,150 or stuck between 20,150 and 19,600. So obviously we're closer to the upside, but I'm looking at either way for a breakout or a breakdown. Nothing too specific. I'm not favoring one side or the other. Just a range that I'm looking at and seeing if we can break out or break down and complement that with the stocks that I am going to be looking at. So same thing with ES, like I had just said, though, on the 4-hour here. You guys saw last week that we were stuck in a range as well, and we're stuck in another range here again. So this time around with ES, we were stuck between 57.60 and 56.50. So roughly a 100-point difference as compared to NQ, which was couple hundred points there. But with ES, same thing. I have no trend lines. I have nothing to worry about with this. It's literally just stuck in a range. So not favoring one side over the other. Downside does look a lot cleaner since we haven't broken anything below 56.50 as compared to 57.60, where we've had a bit of trouble closing above. Obviously hoping for more downside for that fire sale soon to finally start averaging into the stock market. But you never know, right? My job isn't to predict where the market's going. My job is just to chart things out and, as a scalp trader, just execute with what's presented in front of me. So, and with what's presented in front of me, market's in a consolidation right now again. So got that for both futures. Now, first thing on my watch list is Netflix here. If I go to Netflix, we can see that we currently have a flat top here at around 968. Now, if I go to the 1 hour or the 30-minute here, I'll probably use the 30-minute. You can see on Thursday morning, we actually ended up making a pre-market high at 969.34. Now, a lot of people can probably use that as a safer entry. The reason why I'm looking at 968 instead of that high or even 970 is because before pre-market, that was the actual level that we tested on Netflix. That's actually been respected during market hours. So that is the level that I would be personally taking my entry on. Now, would I take it with full size? Probably not, because it's Netflix and the spreads are pretty bad, and so is the volume. So you really need this stock to really pick up beforehand going into the move, so you're not going to get screwed on the contracts or the premium. So for me personally, I'll be looking at 968 for an entry with room up to 970 on that. Now, that's not me saying, again, that you can't use the pre-market high as a safer entry or even wait before maybe even 970. Maybe you don't take the pre-market high and maybe you're just waiting for a few cents before 970 for the breakout. That's totally fine as well. It totally comes down to your plan, what your sizing is going into this, and what your risk management is along with it as well. So me personally, though, I'm looking at 968 here on Netflix. Next up is NVIDIA. If I go to NVIDIA here on the 4-hour, you can see that we have a tremendous setup developing here among us. So if I go on the 4-hour here, you can see that we have rejected off this trend line roughly 5 times, and we are stuck in a consolidation as well with NVIDIA. Now, NVIDIA is following the market pretty closely. It's stuck in between both areas of 120 and 115. Now, we have broken out before, but this time it's actually stuck within a range. Now, my job with NVIDIA here is if this happens to gap up while the market is stuck or it can't move anywhere, then NVIDIA could be a stock that you can target if it has strong divergence / market sentiment. So ideally, the way I want to play NVIDIA is we break this 4-hour trend that it's been respecting and rejecting off of, going into 120 for a target of 121 or even 122. 123 is a little far out of reach for me since I'm a scalper. I'm not really going to look for big moves like that. That's not my job. That's not my kind of style of trading, so I'm going to stick away from that. But Short term, this big time frame setup that has been developing for a bit now has a lot of potential here. So the biggest thing to note with this is you want it to have market divergence or have the market sentiment to be able to do this on its own without the market helping along with it. So, and last but not least, everyone's favorite stock in the market is Tesla. Now Tesla here, if I go on the 4 hour and the 1 hour here, even on the daily is a lot cleaner. So let me start on the daily for you guys. You can see that we are currently stuck within 220, or actually even 229. You could probably even say that now, because this was stuck within a wide $30 range. In the past few days, it's been stuck within a $20 range. But you can see on Friday, we actually ended up closing around the high of where the consolidation is currently at, which is around 250. Now, let me go to the 1 hour here on Tesla and show you guys what I would be looking at. I would be looking at 250 for a scalp with room up to 252. Now, with this being in a big consolidation and the way Tesla moves, this does have the opportunity or even the chance for it to gap up, or not want to say gap up, but when the move does happen, let's say we get it tomorrow morning and we actually get the 250 break and it doesn't gap up, it has the chance to just skyrocket all with a 255 plus more. But because of the amount of times we have traded in this area, you should expect some sort of chop if you're looking for a bigger move on Tesla, because once you get the 250 break and you're going into 252 as your next target, let's say if you're actually trading this and not just scalping it like I am, you want to be careful, because sometimes they can either drag the stock back down below 250, they can hold it at 250. That's a chance and opportunity where Tesla buyers or even just shares in general are going to be accumulated to get the next big move up, because that is where they were wicking the stock at 252. So you want to be careful about that. After 252, I have room up to 254 on that, which is the after hours high that we had on Wednesday of not this previous week, but the last week. So, but yeah, that is about it for the watch list though, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like I said, if you want the other 3 trade ideas that I have, those will be included in stock hours within WAP with a pre-recorded charting session that I already did yesterday with the group, and then as well as tonight that I'll cover them as well. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Really appreciate it. And without much more being said, hope you guys enjoy the rest of your weekend. Peace out.